not that you're doing anything wrong. I think there's definitely an element that some babies are just easier, and I think I probably have a better sleeping baby. We were super strict with like things like routine, and honestly from like 8 weeks old my son was sleeping through the night. We then had a few regressions where he went weeks not sleeping through the night, and that was really tough. And now we're on the other side. So here's everything that we did, if it helps. I will say is that it does involve sleep training. So if you're someone who's like, I don't want to let my baby cry at all, this might not be for you. But this has worked really nicely for us. And as I said, he's sleeping from like 7:30 until 7-ish in the morning, 6:37. There's things that are routine specific, and there are random things that we started doing that I think also helped. So here's everything. First is our routine. So my son is 6 months old. Right now, our routine looks like 7 o'clock wake up and feed. 9 o'clock nap. He'll normally nap for like 1 to 1.5 hours. Whenever he's up, I get him up, but normally it's at least an hour-long nap. 11 o'clock feed. 1 o'clock nap. Again, normally it's 1 to 1.5 hours long. 3 o'clock feed. Then we'll sometimes do a cat nap at around 5, and this nap might be like half an hour. It's normally a really short nap, if we even do it. I find that if he's had a longer nap earlier in the day, we will just skip that 5 o'clock nap. And then at 6:30 we start bedtime, so we do his little bath time routine. We can take him into his room. I feed him. My husband reads him a story. At 7:30, I'll put him down. And other than that, some like small hacks I would say that we've been doing that I think have been working really nicely. So for one, I've made a point of no longer playing with him in his room. I used to have all of his toys in the room, and we would just stay in his room and play. I tried to make a really clear distinction for him that his bedroom is for sleep and the rest of the house can be for play. Another thing that we do is we do a 20-minute walk right before that 5 o'clock nap of the day, or even if he doesn't nap, I try and get him out of the house for 20-30 minutes before that 5 o'clock period. Of course, we have the bottle before bed, which again, I don't know how much this helped. I feel like it's an additional like signal to him that, okay, bottle means a long stretch of sleep. I don't do a bottle any other time of day except for right before bed. So I give him that bottle to make sure he gets a good feed, and then I give him the boob. If you're formula feeding, maybe think about other ways that you can signal that last feed of the day. So maybe you feed him in a specific place in his bedroom so that he knows, okay, when I'm fed here, it's right before bed. I would just think about ways that you can add signals to him that it is coming up to his big stretch of the night. Because I think that is the pattern that we have implemented that has worked. It's not necessarily the bottle or the walk before bed. It's trying to think of ways that are signaling to him, okay, the end of the day is coming. And what I would also add is that when he wasn't sleeping through the night, and we wanted to tackle this because I got to the point where he wasn't even waking up every 2 hours. He was waking up maybe 2 or 3 times a night, and I was feeling depleted. So I can't imagine waking up every 2 hours. I'm so sorry. But when we decided to like really tackle this, one of the things that a book that I was reading called Precious Little Sleep, it said, start focusing on the night sleep and just do whatever you can during the day to make sure that your baby's getting those naps. So probably for like a week to a week and a half, I was doing contact naps for like 1 to 2 hours, 3 times a day in his room. It helps that I'm a stay-at-home mom, so if you're not a stay-at-home mom, this is probably going to be trickier. Just making sure that he gets those day naps in, because that then facilitates the night sleep. And once he was then sleeping through the night, we were then able to tackle the naps during the day. In terms of what we would do when he woke up at night, basically, it's the Ferber method. So if he woke up, I would set a timer for 5 minutes on the first day, go in, soothe him, leave for 10 minutes, go back in, soothe him, leave for 15 minutes. Honestly, I never hit that 15-minute mark, and I would never go over that 15-minute mark. So personally, that's my comfort levels. The book that I was reading said that you just keep adding 5 minutes as you go. I didn't love the idea of that, so I didn't want to do that. But again, we never hit the 15-minute wait before he would stop crying and go back to sleep. The idea is that's the first night. Then the second night, you go in after 10 minutes and then 15 minutes. And then the third night, you go in after 15 minutes. Honestly, by the third night, I think he wasn't even waking up anymore. Like, it was a pretty quick turnaround for him to nail night sleep. In terms of how to comfort them, I think the slippery slope that I was falling down when he started sleeping more poorly is I was feeding him to go back to sleep. And the thing is, he would wake up and want to be fed, and that happened once a night. And then you fast forward a week and it's happening 2 times a night. And then when it happened 3 times a night, I was like, this is enough, I can't do this. So a big thing that I try and implement now is I never try and feed him back to sleep unless he's had a particularly poor feed right before bed. For example, like sometimes I don't pump 8 ounces. Normally for that last bottle of the day, I pump between like 5 to 6. Like for tomorrow, I have maybe 5.5 ounces. I'll probably not have that problem with formula, but the added benefit of not feeding them at night is that it incentivizes them in a way to get all their calories in during the day, because the challenge is that if you're feeding them through the night, then during the day, they've already had some calories in the night, so they're not going to eat as much, which then means that they want to wake up at night to have those calories. So I did my best to not feed or pick up. To be brutally honest, there were moments that I did pick him up because I just didn't love like just patting him on the back when he was crying. But I really, really, really tried as much as possible to not feed him. And once we got that sleep down, I then focused on his naps, and a huge thing that I think made a difference in terms of helping him nap better. Like right now he's napping in his crib by himself. He's having a solid nap routine. So our nap routine is I will take him to his room, I will change his diaper, I will put on The Sound of Rain, read him 3 or 4 books normally. I will then turn the white noise on and turn the light off, kiss him on the head, and confidently walk out. And for some reason, I feel like the confidently walking out part is an element of the success of this working, because I feel like me just walking out confidently and not being like, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? I feel like it lends him confidence as well to just go to sleep. And sometimes he'll fuss for maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, and then he's asleep and he's off to the races. That is, I think, every single thing that we did to get us out of that regression slump. It's definitely different when you're a formula mom, but I think that you can find ways to make it work for you for sure. I think the principles are probably the same, but again, give yourself grace because there's definitely baby differences too. But I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, I hope it helps.